A new Town Hall 13 attack emerges, the sneaky Barb Hogs. An attack inspired by Super B.L.T.X. Let's break down everything so any of you can 3-star with it. In order to understand this army, let's give you a brief overview. Using sneaky goblins to go in for the town hall, alongside having your heroes to go in to clear out a large area on the inside of the base, while then also using the Royal Champion and Hog Riders to clear the back end. Thus, a basic army composition for a strategy like this is what you see on screen. The link to this army comp will be in the description below. Now, with an attack like this, reading the base is the key to 3-star success. So focus on hitting bases with exposed town halls. This could either be an anti-3-star base, a teaser style base, or even a diamond style base. The common trend among all of these bases is that they have open wall segments that you should be taking advantage of. Considering sneaky goblins, go for resource buildings. With that said, you want to make sure that you're looking for areas where there is not as many resource buildings. So you want to consider how many resource buildings are near the town hall compartment. If there are so many, you are going to have to take a lot more sneaky goblins, which could defeat the purpose of this army, or you could get a time fail. Other than this, you're just looking for less storages and collectors by the town hall to get your sneakies to go into the town hall. As for your heroes, focus in on getting them to key defenses like the Eagle Artillery, Inferno Towers, and Scatter Shots. This will include the Royal Champion and the Hog Riders, since you want to be able to clear through the back end of the base. With this, the plan should be an easy go-to, just like how it is easy to subscribe and ring the bell. Now that we've identified where the weaknesses are in a base, let's start with clearing out the town hall. To do this, you need to start by clearing out collectors and storages around the perimeter of the town hall compartment. Usually this is using 2 sneaky goblins for a gold or elixir storage, while using 3 sneaky goblins for a dark elixir storage, and then just using 1 sneaky goblin for all of those other collectors. Once you have started to clear out the perimeter of it, you need to focus on any storages on the interior part of the base near the town hall. So using haste spells tends to be a very good way to get your sneaky goblins to go in for those storages while still underneath their invisibility. This is just going to make it easier for you to get your sneaky goblins to go directly to the town hall. In this case, using 1 to 2 test sneaky goblins to look for any traps around it, but once you've sent in those tests, then use 7 to 8 sneaky goblins underneath an invisibility spell to secure the town hall takedown. This makes it much easier for you to then use any leftover sneaky goblins for your next phase. Once the town hall is secured, you're going to start setting the other side of the funnel on the complete opposite side of the base to allow your log launcher and heroes to move into the base and smash the core. So you want to start by using any leftover sneaky goblins to funnel, which is always really nice, but you want to make sure that you are also using some super barbarians for any other buildings or defenses so you can funnel your heroes in the right direction. This is where you'll then send in the golem and the log launcher to really open up the base and still tank. You should be lining up that log launcher to deal damage on other key defenses to make sure that you're creating a path and also getting some sort of value from it. Not only this, but you should be following right behind that log launcher with your heroes, mainly the king, the queen, and the grand warden. So, allowing you to use those skeleton spells in order to distract on the outside will give you much more breathing room. Of course, speaking of skeleton spells, you're going to want to push your heroes in, so using 3 of them initially will help you in terms of keeping your heroes alive. It will distract defenses while your heroes are still moving in. This will keep those defenses from even doing anything to your heroes. But using my creator code CorruptYT to support me wouldn't hurt at all. An early Grand Warden ability is also incredibly effective as you enter into the base with your heroes, keeping them alive, but also having the Barbarian King's ability with that Grand Warden ability can offer so much potential, and it makes it really easy for those Rage Barbarians and the King underneath invincibility from the Grand Warden to do plenty of work. Within that CC, you should have Yetis where you can use a Rage spell to do a lot of things and get a lot of value thanks to the Yeti Mites and the Yetis providing you with a ton of value. You may also want to consider taking a jump spell, as this can work incredibly well at getting deeper into an area of the base, allowing you to clear that section, which could help in terms of your royal champion that will be cleaning up on the back end, making sure that she doesn't have to backtrack. And of course, we've got the back end royal champion with the Hog Riders. You want to choose a corner that was left untouched for your RC and Hog Riders to move through. I'd recommend sending them into a Eagle, Scatter, or multi-target Inferno to get the most value. Of course, you may want to spread out your Hog Riders, so surgically place them in to control where your RC goes and provide some nice support as she works herself in, going from defense to defense. Or you could just spam them, it really doesn't matter. Of course, as for spells, you should be using the free spells as they are very useful at stopping key defenses from doing too much damage to your royal champion. Of course, you've got skeleton spells, which can be incredibly good at distracting point defenses or really any type of defense unless it's the multi-target Inferno. And of course, instead of taking a jump spell, you could bring in the use of a heal spell, which can do a lot of work for your Hog Riders and your royal champion as you continue to move through. Outside of this, the rest of your army is practically cleanup, using the leftover super barbarians to clear out regular buildings, tank for defenses, and of course just move all around the base is entirely what you want those super barbarians to do, so you don't get a time fail with an army like this. Now, of course, there's always mistakes that you're going to be making. As for one of which, the sneaky goblins missing the town hall due to there being something such as storage or a collector within range of those sneaky goblins, it means it's going to force you to fork over more sneaky goblins. Of course, if those sneaky goblins do get to the town hall though, and you place it to where that town hall turns invisible, that can be a pretty bad thing, since now you're forced to go into the town hall with whatever army that you have. Of course, not controlling your heroes to go into the core of the base, or not controlling your heroes within the core, like not bringing a jump spell, can be a pretty massive blunder too. So just making sure to easily work yourself around is very important, but that means that you have to control your heroes and where they're going. Of course, with the CC that is pairing with your heroes, if you miss the rage spell, it's not the end of the world, but of course you're not going to really get any value that way. Of course, with the royal champion and the Hog Rider, you're going to be finding that the best use case for those hogs in this army is to surgically place around, providing support for your royal champion as she clears through the back end of the base.